Naming ionic compounds sounds like something really boring that someone does in a lab while wearing goggles and those ugly, oversized white coats. But trust me, it's not that bad once you figure out the system. It's really just a puzzle. Here's how it works. Ionic compounds are made up of two parts, a metal and a nonmetal. The metal always appears first in the name, and the nonmetal comes second. And here's where you can impress people. You need to tweak the ending of the second part. The nonmetal's name doesn't just stay as is. You change its ending to ida. So instead of oxygen, it's oxide. Instead of chlorine, you say chloride. This little tweak makes you sound like you know what you're doing, like you're fluent in the secret language of chemistry. Common mistake here, and I've seen this happen a lot, people forget to adjust the ending. So someone will call NaCl sodium chlorine, and it's like, no. That's not how it works. It sounds like you're talking about a weird drink mix. It's sodium chloride. But metals get trickier. Some of them can have more than one charge. Like iron, it's not just iron, it could be Fe2+ or Fe3+. When naming these, you use Roman numerals to make it clear, iron 2 or iron 3. It's detail work, but it matters. Pro tip, look at the periodic table like it's your cheat sheet. Groups 1 and 2 are straightforward. Sodium will always be Na+, and magnesium is always Mg2+. You can name anything faster if you memorize these predictable charges. Polyatomic ions make things more annoying, but also fascinating. They're groups of atoms that stick together and act like a single unit. For instance, nitrate is NO3 and sulfate is SO4. These ones don't get the ID ending. They keep their full fancy names. Watch out for ammonium, though. It's sneaky because it's a positive polyatomic ion. Most positive ions are metals, but ammonium isn't. It's NH4+. You'll need to remember it so you don't stumble when naming something like ammonium chloride. Here's something that separates the beginners from the pros. Parentheses. If you have multiple polyatomic ions in the formula, you use parentheses to show it, like AlNO33. Those parentheses hold everything together visually. Forget them, and it looks like chaos. People often ask, do you include the numbers in the name? Nope. Ionic compound names are about balance, not counting. You figure out the ratio for the formula, but the name doesn't say 2 chlorines or 3 nitrates. Leave the math part behind. Final curveball. Hydrates. Some formulas have water molecules stuck to the compound, like CuSO4-5H2O. Now you're adding a prefix, the number of water molecules, to the end of the name. That one would be copper 2 sulfate pentahydrate. It's wordy, but it works. If you can wrap your mind around all this, you can name any ionic compound. It's like a dance. Once you learn the steps, naming becomes second nature. And honestly, it's kind of satisfying to get it right and see it click into place.